sorted. I might retire in my prime like I'm M. Jordan. Table dancing in Southampton. Use the glasses for Vanish. Be cooling out in the whip, but I done near every girl on my list. KD at the 3, Djokovic with the racket. Phelps in the pool, I'm like Spieth at the Masters. Girl, you know you a bad. Girl, you know I'm a savage. They gon' let me in this club in these dirty vans. Clean money, I count stacks with these dirty hands. Do a show, caught the rack with my new advance. 50 bands, 80 bands, 100 bands. I'm the American dream. We the American dream. No money, no class, look at them. Another day in the USA. Just another day in America. Kids from my hood look up to the system set us up for failure. I just want to make enough to pay dividends. Then invest in black businesses. They teach us to hate what we see in the mirror, but it can't break our spirit.
From a city that's played host to 10 Super Bowls, here's a look inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New Orleans Saints. Two of the bigger disappointments in the first quarter of the season doing battle here as we get this one underway. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards. They'll start at the 21-yard line. Now a first carry from Melvin Gordon. And he will fight his way forward to about the 23-yard line. Keenan Robinson, the one that got him down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Looking to throw on second down. Fox looking left side. Andrews with it complete. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Back to throw. Fox. Flushed out right. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up fourth down.
And third down is a key down in any game you play. And third down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away.
Delta.
First down, Bridgewater. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. He's got a man complete. Jordy Nelson all by himself. Touchdown, New Orleans. Jordy Nelson, 82 yards. And the Saints have taken the early lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Hauschka adds the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Here's Hauschka now to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trite expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Escaping the pressure right. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's 2nd down.
Nice job there defensively. A great time to dial up a blitz.
And give him credit under center instead of throwing it away. Actually, a pretty good job of getting past the line of scrimmage, not losing yardage. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23.
Here we go now. 3-19.
To throw on 2nd down. Fox. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Andrews. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
3-19.
Now Gordon on first down. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Fox eluding the pressure right. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Now let's go. Green, 39.
To throw on 3rd down. Fox completes it right side to Doxson. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Here we go now. 3-19.
From the gun, Fox. That's complete. It's Gordon. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. And just on Wednesday, he was named the NFC Offensive Player of the Week for that over 100-yard performance he had last week.
Deservedly so, and I enjoyed our time with him and asked him how he got it done. What did he see? And he said film study, watching what the defenses were going to present, understanding how to defeat those, and then he was a step ahead because he said, then they're going to change up and counter another way, and he beat them that way too.
A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Again, he'll drop to throw. And the catch made by Walters. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. That good for 6 as they keep this drive right on rolling. First time into the red zone for the Buccaneers. 1st and 10 at the 19.
Here we go now. Green 39.
Now a handoff. This is Gordon. And he'll get this down only to the 18. Kendall Beckwith on the stop.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Set. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Bucs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter. They've got a 2nd and 9 to start things out.
All right, here we go.
Off play action. Fox under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. William Hayes in there to sack him for a loss of 6.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39. Hot, hot.
On 3rd down, this is Melvin Gordon. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards.
Set. 319.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Fox. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
And McManus able to put it through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean, break out? Just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, we'll see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
Set. 20. 4 down. Here we go. 5 down. Check 3.
The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
Go Delta. Tight end right. Set. Back 20.
A 2nd down throw for Bridgewater. Over the middle, and he's got Goodwin complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That one goes for 36 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Set. Back 20. Go Delta.
A 1st down throw for Bridgewater. Finding room to the 20. Wide open receiver complete. And he's got it all the way down to the 12-yard line. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. A first opportunity upcoming in the red zone for the Saints. It's 1st and 10 from the 12.
We got three.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Set. 20.
Bridgewater now on 2nd down. That's complete right around the 8. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Tevin Coleman, his first touchdown on the year. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. Hauschka with the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Here's Hauschka now to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Buccaneers getting ready to go as they take the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score.
Back 99 Philly. Here we go.
They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down.
A nice performance last week. Recognized as NFC Player of the Week after going over 100 yards rushing. I just love the vision. I love the wiggle he has, but I also love the power when he ends his runs.
That's what impressed me. Yes, there was some elusiveness last week. A couple times he just ran over guys. On 1st down, Fox. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
So how do you beat man coverage? First of all, you want to be a superior receiver, but you know something, that guy who's covering you, he's usually pretty good too. So the corner route is usually a great spot to get it done.
This quarterback now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's 1st down. Looking to throw. Fox. Man open. He's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again. Back to throw. Fox. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And to the 12. That's where it stops. The return is halted at the 12-yard line. 1:59 to go in the 1st half. We're back to New Orleans after this.
Delta. 4 down, 4. Set. 20. Ready. Motion.
Bridgewater on first down. Drops it off for Coleman. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
So second in inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker.
We got 4. We got 4. Go ready. I got him. On me. Go Delta.
To throw, Bridgewater. Going underneath, it's Coleman. And down he'll go at the 25. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Hey, check. Mike 21. Mike.
Now a play fake here on first down. Deep ball for Goodwin. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick, and he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
Throwing again. Fox. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
The Bucks on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Operating from the gun, Fox. Throw left side complete. It's Gordon. 18 yards there and a first down.
It's a nice job hitting him on the angle route there. Come out of the backfield, cutting sharply across the middle. And that's good timing between the quarterback and his receiver.
Effective third down play to move the chains. This quarterback now hitting on 2/3 of his passes. 10 for 15 so far. 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39.
From the gun, Fox. Flush to his right. Room here to run. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. As it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. Play fake. Fox. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Frank Clark. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. As they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. The Bucks on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
3 down. Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90. Gun, gun. Gun, gun. 56.
Operating from the gun. Fox. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. And now before they run this 4th down play, we're going to get a timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. So on now is Brandon McManus. He has hit from as far away as 57, but that was in Denver. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. And now the Saints get set to trot out there. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Hey, check. Mike 21. Mike 21. Check.
They'll start out on the ground with Coleman. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. So it's halftime here in New Orleans with the Saints out in front. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
On 1st and 10, Bridgewater. It's complete to Brown, right side. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the ball, as we just saw there.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Joey Bosa with the tackle for loss. How about that pedigree in his family?
Yeah, some good pedigree. Tell us about it, Mr. Davis.
Dad played in the NFL, first-round draft pick. Uncle was a first-round draft pick. He's got a brother coming behind him. But Joey Bosa, guy plays really, really hard and plays all aspects on defense.
I can't believe they let you. 20.
Out of the gun, Bridgewater. Room to run past midfield. Caught by Nelson left side. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
Bridgewater now looking to throw on first. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
They don't want it, fellas. They don't want it. Keep playing hard, fellas, all day. Woo! Let's get it.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end. Hey, we are.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And an alley to run. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Right back to him on first down. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Go Delta. What's tight? Tight is right. What's tight? Tight is right.
From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a first and goal.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Tevin Coleman with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Saints add on to their lead. Hauschka adds the extra point, and the lead is up to 15 now. Here's Hauschka now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
This quarterback now 11 of 16 through the air. It's first and 10.
Now let's go. 3-19.
Looking to throw. Fox. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90.
Now the handoff comes to Gordon. And a nice spin into some open field. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Melvin Gordon, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bucs are able to close the gap just a bit. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
Bridgewater. Over the middle, the catch by Coleman. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. And that one results in 35 yards.
As we continue to advance in the NFL, as people continue to scout players, they really don't care as much about body types as they care about those guys who can make people miss, run through tackles, and gain all that additional run after catch. Anybody who has that ability, they want them on their team.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Go Delta. 4 down, check. Go Delta.
Here's Bridgewater. He rifles one that's intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his 2nd interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
They'll start on the ground. This is Gordon on 1st down. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Set. Green 39. Green 30.
To throw on 2nd down. Fox. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Delta. Go Delta. Go ready. Go Delta.
Following the interception, here's Bridgewater. He's got his man on the crossing route. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Hey. Set. 20. Ready. Go Delta. Wide motion. Go Delta.
From the gun, Bridgewater. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Saints. They'll be looking to expand their lead here. They've got the football as we start the fourth. This quarterback now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Get wide now. Hey, 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 hey. Fat lady. Get wide now. SOS.
Second down, Bridgewater. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
This quarterback now pretty amazing. 14 of 16 throwing the ball. It's 1st and 10.
4 down. 59's Mike. 59's Mike. Check. 59.
This is Coleman, and he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Go Delta.
Throwing, Bridgewater. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. And with a 3rd and 13 here, the defense in a dime look.
Hey, 4 down. Set. Back 20. Watch 36. Go Delta.
Here's Bridgewater. Looking left side, he's got it complete. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 13 yards as the quick slant keeps the drive moving.
Delta. 4 down. Set. Lady. Mike 5'9".
Throwing is Bridgewater. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down.
Go Delta.
Bridgewater now. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-round pick, Demarius Randall. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Frank Clark in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down.
He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Tight on the right. Hurry up. Here we go. Green 30.
Looking to throw on second down. Fox. He sets to fire deep. And he can't hang on. He had a good shot there for his 3rd pick of the game. Instead, it's 3rd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. The Bucs on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 11.
Tight on the left. Move. Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
From the gun, Fox. Flushed out right. He may try and run for this. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Here's Sam Martin now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. They'll run with Freeman here to begin the drive. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning.
You're on an island. Set. 20. Go Delta.
Bridgewater to throw it. He completes it to Nelson. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on 3rd down.
Set. 20. Go Delta.
Now Bridgewater. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, It tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not pump the ball again.
And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Hey, boys, we got four down. Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
He'll look to throw. He'll find Sutton on the right side complete. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
Now let's go.
This is Gordon. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Back to throw. Forced out to his left. And avoids the contact by sliding. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46.
Set. 3-19.
He's back to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And this one is incomplete. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well have run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Tight end right. All right, here we go. Green 30.
Back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play, as we'll get a timeout, as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. The Bucs on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
Set.
They'll look to throw. And he's got Walters. Big catch. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. The result of first down is a quick slant gets him 14. Back to throw. Fox. And this one incomplete. So the clock stopped now with 20 seconds remaining. He was trying to hit Melvin Gordon there. And now it's second down. So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39. 56 the mic, boys. 56. Check 56. Watch the screen.
Back to the air on second down. Fox. He's going to let it fly. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And he will take it out to the 25-yard line. And maybe he telegraphed it a little bit right there. You've got a cornerback knowing that he's going against a rookie quarterback. He stepped in and picked it.
You think he had a great week of preparation, looking forward to this opportunity? And the second part of that is, when you're a young quarterback, you are going to stare down targets, but oftentimes your playbook hasn't expanded to give you full field reads as well. Makes it a little bit tougher for him.
The Saints in victory formation now as they'll take the knee. And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for the Saints, they move a step closer to 500 as their record improves to 2-3. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Buccaneers, they'll fall to 1-4 with a loss. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Washington. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
Pulling up in that new toy, the wrist on that boy, rock star like Pink Floyd, waving at rude boy, I'm waving at you boy, ran off on the two like True Goy, imagine me do boy, you could never do what I do boy, still the that I did boy, in Paris for a hit boy,